bad word, and it's a word that I never thought about until I got successful. When I became the woman with all the hit shows, I was asked a lot of questions. There were 3 questions I got the most, over and over again, no matter who I spoke to, no matter where I went. Every ethnicity, every economic status, every gender, man, woman, child, adult, teen. There were the 2. Why is diversity so important? Because it's abnormal to pretend that only one color of people ever exists. We all know that one. How do you write to strong, smart women? And that's a trick question because there are no dumb, weak women. But the 3rd question, how did you overcome all the obstacles you faced to get where you are today? The obstacles that I must have faced to get here, right here. They'd wait for an answer, and there'd be this long silence because I don't have an answer. I never know how to answer the question because I haven't faced any obstacles. Now, I know what you're thinking, and yeah, I am a stupid rich writer lady who gets to make a fake Oval Office and a fake OR and a fake courtroom, and by the way, I'm making a fake fire station with a pole that I'm gonna get to slide down and play, and it's all like having the best kindergarten ever. So yeah, I'm a little bit out of touch, but just a little. But I'm not a moron, and I'm not in a magazine airbrushing my past to make it perfect. There's a reason I say I haven't faced any obstacles, and it's a real, true, honest reason. I have never named anything an obstacle. It's not a name I bestow on anything. Nothing's called an obstacle. It's not in the Shonda dictionary. It's not swimming around in my head, and it's unwelcome in my ego. And so, I just don't know what you're talking about. Obstacles? Are you pointing to the fact that when I started writing television, it was a mostly all-male, all-white industry? Do you call that an obstacle? I didn't. I didn't name it an obstacle. I named it reality. Every room I walked into, every film school class, every internship, every agent's office, every meeting, that's the industry I chose. It was reality. And what's reality? Just how things are. You can't be discouraged or break or give up because of how things are. Think of it this way. Your life is how things are, how the world is right now. Your future is what the world will look like once you change it. The reality of life is that it's mostly an all-male, all-white industry, but the moment we walk into the door, it's not all male and all white anymore, because here I am, and here you are, and we showed up. So the future is about to change. What else would you call an obstacle? What else would you call an obstacle for me? My treacherous fear of public speaking in a job that requires me to give speeches in public? You name that an obstacle, yeah. I was, and I still am, a die-hard introvert. It's in my DNA. That's never gonna change. And I did have a breathtakingly painful fear of public speaking. But I never thought of it as an obstacle, because what you name a thing matters. So first, I named it a waste of time. Speaking in public is a waste of time. And that worked for me for a while. It didn't get me anywhere. I wasn't doing my job effectively. I was failing, but the failing was working for me until it wasn't. So then I renamed my fear of public speaking. I decided that its new name would be opportunity. Overcoming my fear of speaking in public would become an opportunity to get really good at something that makes me better at doing my job. An opportunity to open new doors, an opportunity to create more campfires around the globe and where I can be a storyteller. Or maybe just an opportunity to sweat myself into dehydration and pass out in front of millions of people. But let's stay positive about that. But let's be real, the name opportunity didn't magically fix it. I didn't poof, suddenly hop on stage and poof, become Martin Luther King and poof, have a dream. There were no poofs, no poofing. But I also didn't dehydrate myself and pass out. It just took a lot of hard work and practice, and again I spoke in public and I lived. And after a while I even started to have fun, and look, now there are 12,000 of you sitting out there and I'm talking to you, and this is a pretty good time. if you don't name it an obstacle. So don't name it an obstacle. Don't start thinking about the obstacle in front of you, call it something else, bestow another name on it. Obstacle, no. Opportunity. Now, are you kind of ready to throw something at me? Are you thinking that's nice, but how does that work? Because really, it all comes down to one thing: fear. How we name something dictates how we deal with it, how we thrive somewhere, how we define who we are. And the problem is, we most often allow our fear to be in charge of what those names will be. We're afraid to call ourselves brilliant because maybe someone will think we're bragging. We're scared to define ourselves as beautiful because maybe someone will disagree and hurt our feelings. We're fearful of not winning, not making it to the top of the mountain. We're scared of wanting something and not getting it, and we're terrified of failure. And sometimes we're afraid of success. We're afraid to be the only one of us in the room, the smartest person in the room, the best at what we do, or the leader. I know. Power and all the attention that comes with it, no matter what your business, can be a petrifying feeling. Because what if you do something, make a mistake, and poof, you lose it all. So we use words like out of my league, or not enough experience, or boys club, or imposter syndrome. We name things in a way that solidify the fear, that make it harder to succeed, to get ahead, to get out of bed in the morning, in a way that closes door after door after door. Fear is the only obstacle I know of. I hear my friends tell me time and time again about this situation and that situation in which they were silent or overlooked because they just knew they didn't belong in the room. But how do they know? Who said so? Well, fear said so. The names and the naming and the names we give to objects and ideas and challenges, the names we give to ourselves, the damage we can do, or the power we can build in ourselves. You don't belong in the room. Not true. Look, there's no magical confidence you wake up with one day. Maybe there is for somebody, but not for me. But you don't need confidence. All you need is a little bit of courage. I belong in any room I am in. And I mean that. I belong in any room I am in. Now, I've told myself that so many times now that it is a fact for me, which is not confidence, it's courage. Because even when I didn't know it was true, I summoned the courage to pretend it was true. And it was scary, and it was painful, and a lot of times it was very awkward. But like anything, practice makes perfect. The more you summon the courage to do the thing you fear, the easier it becomes. Now, you can't tell me I don't belong. I belong so hard that sometimes security has to tell me to leave. I don't mind, because at least they know I'm not afraid. Plus, what others call weird and stalkerish, I named creative genius at work. But names matter. They tell you who you are and who you can be and what you can do. So here's what I leave you with. Rename your fears. Summon some courage. Stand up. Put your naming rights firmly in your pocket, and I beg you, on behalf of other women, go out there and you name the world your own. I hope you enjoy the conference.